Thank you so much to all of my patrons. I super appreciate the continued support. Hey everybody, so it is the first of the month, and that means it is time for my May TBR, otherwise known as my to-be-read list. Before we go into the books, let us talk about the TBR contest that I started up last month. This is a contest that I'm going to be running every month going forward, and you'll see a link down in the description below. I would love for you to join in. Essentially, you're going to guess what I'm going to rate every book this month, and the person who gets the highest is going to be showcased in the next month's video, and if you win twice, then you get to pick any book, any fantasy book that there is for me to read and review. I keep track on my Discord channel. If you haven't joined the Discord, please do so. It's the best Discord around. And every time I finish a book, I update the standings, show you where you're at. It's a fun competition. Makes it a lot of fun, kind of tracking along my reviews and trying to guess what it's going to be. This month's winner was Sammy. Sammy got 9 out of 11 correct, which is crazy to me that he or she would be able to guess this many correct. 3 people actually got 8 out of 11. And I only predicted 7 out of 11 right. So a lot of people are better than me. They know me better than I know myself, apparently. The 3 that got the 8 out of 11 are Andy Barker, Ronan Reeder, and Dino Collins. So essentially what I want out of this contest is that every now and then I want somebody to win twice. So if it becomes that nobody's ever going to win twice, then I'll kind of retroactively go back and maybe I'll go to the top 3 people. If there's ever a tie, then I default to whoever got the closest average correct. So yeah, for right now, we're going to go just winners, but maybe that'll expand as we go along and more people start participating. A couple fun stats here, but the book that most people got right was The Dandelion Dynasty, The Wall of Storms. 49 out of 57 people got that one right. And the book that most people got wrong was The Last Horizon. That one only 5 out of 57 got right. The worst score was 1 out of 11, so nobody just flat out missed everything. And the average score was 5 out of 11. So click the link down below. I would love you to participate. And watch this video first so you get some tips on what I'm initially thinking of these things. But clearly I'm not all right, so just don't say exactly what I'm thinking because you're never going to win. So the first book that I am going to read this coming month, a book that I'm already reading, is Magician Master. This is the second book in the Rift War saga by Raymond E. Feist. This book originally came out as one book, but later on it got split up into 2, which I think the author says is the preferred way to read it. It's how I'm reading it. It feels like they should be 2 books, though, because they're very different. And the point in which they split is a perfect splitting point, so I totally get why it ended up getting split. I'm not going to tell you what I predict here because I'm almost done with it, and I feel like that'd be ruining something. But I am reading this on Kindle. I should finish this on May 2nd. This is 499 pages, 150,000 words, and yeah, I'm not going to predict it, but get ready for that review in a couple days. The second book that I'm going to be reading is The Lesser Devil. This is The Sun Eater by Christopher Ruocchio. This is a novella, I believe. Reading this on Kindle also, should finish this up pretty quick, just a day later on May 3rd. This is only 205 pages. It's 56,000 words. And I'm going to predict a 4-star here. And I don't really know much about this book at all. And by not much, I mean nothing, other than I read the first book. It was one of the best books I've ever read. It was hands down the best sci-fi book I've ever read. But I've never been a big novella fan. In fact, I cannot think of a book that's under 250 pages that I've ever given a 5-star rating to. So for me to predict a 4-star is pretty good. I love Christopher Ruocchio. He's an amazing, amazing writer. And I have no doubt that the full-length entries are going to be high scores for me. But yeah, I think the way he does it is he always writes a full-length book and then a novella. I could be wrong about that. I'm rather new into getting into him. The guy just did a Kickstarter a couple days ago where he released this Diamond Edition special fake leather-bound book, and I scored a copy, so really looking forward to getting that, and I'll showcase it on this channel whenever it comes in. So the third book is City of Stairs. This is part of the Divine Cities series. This is by Robert Jackson Bennett. I am currently going through this one on audiobook. I should finish this one up about May 4th. I'm about 50% of the way through, and this is 464 pages, 116,000 words. And I'm going to predict, even though I'm already reading some of it, I'm not too far in, I'm predicting 2 stars. I am not enjoying my time with this one. Certainly I'm not DNFing it. I will finish it, but I'm just not really liking anything. And I don't know why I ever thought I would. And the person who recommended it to me doesn't watch my channel, so I don't feel bad about saying this. So I'm not going to say who it is. I don't want anybody to get all upset at me not liking somebody's recommendation. But I followed the recommendation of another booktuber that really likes this book, and I've never really liked their reviews. I like the reviews. I've never really synced up with them. So I don't know why I thought that I'd be into this one. It looked cool. Cover looked cool. And I go into things so blind. But this is a mystery novel, and I don't usually love those. Sometimes I do, but usually I don't. It's an urban fantasy. I usually don't like those. Sometimes I do. Usually I don't. So to combine those two up, just not doing it for me. I need more meat to my story, and just this constant tease just is not doing it for me. But maybe all that tease is on purpose, and it will really pay off in the end. Here is hoping. Number 4 is going to be 𝗧𝗕𝗥 𝗖𝗕𝗥. This is part of the Path to Ascendancy series. It's book number 4, part of the Greater 𝗲𝗂𝗏 series by 𝗂𝐴𝐴𝐴𝐴𝐴𝐴𝐴𝐴. I'm going to be reading this one in hardback, which I almost never do. I do like hardbacks. I just don't like paying for books. I like getting my books to the library. But the publisher was very kind in to send me a copy of this, so I will gladly read it. And I should finish this up on May 8th. This is 500 pages and 170,000 words. And I'm going to predict a 5-star rating. I'm a sucker for 𝗲𝗂𝗏. It's my favorite series. And even though I do prefer Steven Erikson to 𝗂𝐴𝐴𝐴𝐴𝐴𝐴, they both write in this universe on kind of different sides of this story. Right now, what 𝗂𝐴𝐴𝐴𝐴𝐴 is doing is he's writing this prequel story to the dawn of the 𝗲𝗏𝗏 Empire and how it came to be and the major actors that played a part there. And I've really liked all these books. I gave the last 2 in the series, books number 2 and 3, a 5-star rating. I just love the direction it's going, and I have every confidence in the world, I'm hoping that's correct, that this will continue into the 4th book. I don't know if it will. There's very few ratings and reviews of this so far, and I'm keeping blind to them, even if they were, there was a plethora of them, but there's not. And so who knows? I'm really crossing my fingers here, and I'm a big 𝗂𝐴𝐴𝐴𝐴𝐴 fan, so bring it. Number 5 is The Black Tongue Thief. This is part of the Black Tongue series. I think there's only one book out here, and I think it came out rather recently. This is by Christopher Buehlman. I'm reading this on Kindle. Should finish this up about May 12th. It's 416 pages and 123,000 words. I am going to predict that this is a 5-star rating. This is the book that won my Patreon book vote. So every month in Patreon, I list out 5 books that I'm interested in reading, and people vote on which one that I should read in the upcoming month. This one very narrowly won. But I've always been looking forward to it. I hear rather mixed things about this. I put it up there with Justice of Kings, where I feel like it's really popular, came out recently, and that there's a lot of mixed things. People say it's one of the best new books that have come out recently, and some are saying it's trash. Now, clearly that's true for all books, but I feel like there's a lot of divisive opinions on The Black Tongue Thief. But I don't know why. I'm just getting a good feeling from it. And I am rather optimistic, though. I mean, almost every month that I've ever done this, I overly, score and guess what I'm going to vote on things. Let's hope that this month I'm underdoing it. But we're sticking with a 5-star prediction here. Number 6 is How to Rule an Empire and Get Away with It, which is an awesome title. This is the second book in the Siege series by K.J. Parker. I'm going to be doing this one on audiobook. Should finish this up around May 13th. This is 354 pages and 125,000 words, and I'm predicting another 5-star rating here. I read the first one. I absolutely adore that book. I gave that one a 5-star. My only experience with this author is that first book. It's in the same series. I'm sure it has the same kind of tone to it. And what I loved most about the book was not the plot. The plot was good. It was the quality of the writing. It really clicked with me. And it had this kind of like snarky, kind of sarcastic. I don't love that in like the people that I associate with, but sometimes when it's written in that kind of way, it really clicks with me, and it really did here. So wonderful writing, wonderful audio narration. I loved the audio narration. So yeah, if you're looking for an audiobook, check out that first one. It's super good. And yeah, it's another 5-star guess. Number 7 is The Wolf. This is part of Under the Northern Sky. This is by Leo Carew, a book and an author that I've never heard of until yesterday. I'm going to be doing this one on Kindle. I'm predicting a finish of the 16th. This is 512 pages and 151,000 words. The reason I've never heard of this is because this was another Patreon pick. Every month in Patreon, not only do I do a vote, but I do a raffle. So everybody on Patreon that's part of a couple, the number 2 and number 3 tiers gets to put a book or two into the raffle. I spin the wheel, and whatever gets selected, I have to read and review. I've had some wonderful books come out of that raffle. One of my favorite books of all time came out of that raffle recently in the first book in the Dandelion Dynasty. And I've had some real stinkers too. But I just don't know anything about this. I read a little bit of the blurb. The blurb intrigued me. But I'm going to guess 3 stars. I'm just being hesitant. I'm probably often going to say 3 stars out of a book that I've never heard of before. That feels like a nice kind of in the middle rating. I'm quite confident it's not going to get a 3 out of 5 though, because my guess is that I really like this or really don't like it, but we'll see. Now, number 8 is The Last Wish. This is the first book in the Witcher series. This is by 𝗂𝗓𝗄𝗧𝗏. I hope I'm saying that right. Doing this one on audiobook, and I'm predicted to finish this one on May 20th. This is rather short. This is 384 pages and 89,000 words. And I'm going to go ahead and predict 4 stars from this. Now, this book is up there with the most recommended books for me since I've started this channel. I cannot tell you how many times people have told me to pick up The Witcher. I feel like a lot of people, I'm an enormous fan of the Witcher games. I have played all 3 of them multiple times each, pumped in many hundreds of hours into these games, which is a crazy, now that I'm saying it out loud, that kind of feels insane. But The Witcher 3 in particular is like one of my top 5 or so favorite video games that I've ever played. And I will suspect that I will always feel like that. It just really felt like it really like resonated with me and like stepped things forward in video games in so many positive ways. And now, I recognize that the books are different, but I'm looking forward to it. I don't love shorter stories, and I recognize that this is kind of a mix of a lot of shorter stories, but I'm kind of in the mood for it right now. I don't know. It feels like I'm going to like it. I don't know if I'm going to love it, but man, I'm hoping that I can become just a super Witcher fanboy and join in with so many other people that are into it. I've never watched the show though, but yeah, we'll see. Number 9 is The King Beyond the Gate. This is the second book in the 𝗬𝗏 saga by David Gemmell. I'm going to also be doing this one on audiobook. Should finish this up towards the end of the month on May 28th. I'm hoping I get to it. I've been going rather slow on audiobooks, so there's a chance I don't quite finish this one, but here's hoping. I'll really push for it. This is 415 pages and 110,000 words. And I'm going to guess 4 stars. Why 4 stars? Because they give the first one 4 stars. So I'm going to guess this one 4 stars too. I think it's a fair guess that whatever I rated the first book in a series, I'll probably relatively think the same in the second one, but we'll see. The first one, it was good, not incredible. I liked it. It was fun. But I have also heard that a lot of people say that these books kind of get a little better over time. And so yeah, let's hope for 5 stars on this one. And then the final book that I will be reading this month is The Last Light. This is, I think, the 5th book in the Wandering Inn series by Pyra Abba. I'm going to be doing this one on Kindle, and this one should be finished up on May 29th. This is a whopping 1,791 pages and 441,000 words, which is insane. This is going to probably go down as the top, like probably the second or third longest book that I've ever read. I'm predicting 5 stars and an average page. Sorry, I went too far. Roll back the teleprompter a little bit here. So 5 stars. So the first 3 books in The Wandering Inn, I gave 5 stars. I give the 4th one a 4.5. But I also heard from a lot of people, a lot of Wandering Inn fans watch my videos, and they say that everyone's looking forward to me reading this one. And I can't stop thinking about The Wandering Inn. I love it so much. If you have not got into it, check out the first book or just go onto the website. It's all free. Check it out. It's a web serial. And that sounds bad, but I've looked down on web serials in the past. I don't anymore. I'm not like actively trying to seek them out, but I recognize that there are some hidden gems. And this is perhaps the biggest hidden gem. And I don't know if it's so hidden. A lot of people have heard of it, but yeah. Get on the hype train. It's super fun. I love this series to bits. So that's all the books I'm reading. The average pages of the book I'll be reading this month is 554. This is a little bit longer than my normal average, which is 525. My average words is 153,000, and my lifetime average is 166. So that's lower, so kind of weird. My average predicted score over lifetime is 3.91, and my predicted score here is 4.1. So yeah, I'm, again, being optimistic, but that is how I am sometimes. So thanks so much for watching. Please consider participating in the TBR contest. I would love for you to participate, and I'd love to see what your picks are. I always get a good kick out of reading everybody's. Thank you so much for watching, as always, and happy reading to you. Want to give a special shout out to my Ascendant tier patrons, Anna, Ben, Brian, CJ, Danu, Darren, Jamie, Maria, Michael Sugarman, My Book is Lit, Nathan T, Nev's Book Channel, Romeo Mike, Ron Reich, Russell, Ryan L, Sky, and Zion.